Hey, what's up? Alright, so this video is about adding and subtracting with negative numbers. This is actually a topic that gives a lot of people a lot of confusion, and it's easy to see why. So I'm going to try to illustrate with a few examples here a really good formula to systematically do every single one of these problems, so you don't have to just guess, right? So I'm going to draw a number line, because I think that's actually really going to help us understand why we're doing what we're doing. So I'm going to draw a number line. Let's say that, let's say 0 is like right here. Okay, so there's something very important to recognize about a number line, and that is a number line contains direction. Specifically, the right direction is plus, and the left direction is negative, or minus. So that's going to come into play when we deal with adding and subtracting negative numbers. So I'm just going to throw an example out here. Okay. Let's say we had 7 plus 3. Now, I realize this does not have negative numbers, but I'm going to use this to illustrate a point. Look at 7. 7 is the starting point. You want to think of it as the starting point. The plus sign is like the direction. You want to think of it as a direction. And 3 is the number steps. Okay, this is a very useful way to conceive of these sort of problems, because the fact is it always works no matter what. So let's use this on 3, or I mean let's use this on 3 and 7 here. So we're starting at 7. Where's 7? It's like right here. Okay, so the way we want to read this is starting at 7, we go to the right 3 steps. So starting at 7, going to the right 1, 2, 3 steps. So that's where we end up. This is 10. Alright, no surprise there. Everybody knows 7 plus 3 is 10. But the reason I did this is because what happens now if we do a slightly more confusing example, such as how about negative 2 minus 6. Alright, what do we do here? So let's use this formula. The starting point is negative 2. So we put the dot on negative 2. We put our pin here. The direction is negative. It's left. And the number of steps is 6. So we're starting at negative 2. We're going to go to the left for 6 steps. So starting at negative 2, go to the left for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Now, notice this is negative 8. It's a very, very common mistake to think that this is negative 4 or 4 or something like that, right? Because you see a 6 and a 2 and you go, oh, 4 minus, right? No, it doesn't work that way. You gotta follow the formula. The formula is what helps you avoid confusion. Okay, now there's one final point that I want to make about this, and that is, what happens if you have a situation where you have 2 signs that are right next to each other? So let me just give an example of what that kind of scenario. So what if I had 4 minus a negative 1? Okay, if I have a minus and a minus that are next to each other, these 2 minuses are going to cancel out, and they're going to make a positive. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4 plus 1, so it's equal to 5. So what did I do here? The point is that before you can apply this formula, you have to make sure that any 2 signs that are right next to each other get changed into a single sign. So like, see how these were negative? They got canceled into a positive, so I'm going to consider this as just one big positive sign. So that's basically it. I would say that, especially if you have confusion with this, I would say please watch my video on multiplying and dividing negative numbers if you're at all confused, because that will make it clear that there's definitely a difference between adding, subtracting, and multiplying and dividing, and it's very common to get them mixed.